What's up, Lean Machines family? So good to see you as always. And if you are new to the channel, you are welcome. But just remember, JC, what they got to do? Subscribe. And also, if you like Kitty, leave a question below and we will get to it. So Kitty2292, let's do it. This is a big one. This is a big one. Hi guys, my question is about cardio versus weight for fat loss. Okay. I've recently lost 2 stone using light resistance training, light weights, and mostly cardio. Well done so far, that is an amazing achievement. I've got 2 stone left to lose and I want to increase the amount of weights that I do and decrease the amount of cardio. I wear a Fitbit to track my calories. When I do cardio or HIIT, my heart rate is high and my Fitbit tells me that I burn more calories in that workout, which is great. When it comes to doing weights, my heart rate increases a little, but not as much, obviously, as cardio, and my Fitbit tells me I'll burn fewer calories. My question is, should I be out of breath when lifting weights in order for it to be successful? Bam! And also, is it good for fat burning?
Okay, let's jump straight in. So the first thing you're doing is you're taking kind of a BPM, your heart rate, almost as gospel. So let's just remember that heart rate doesn't necessarily correspond to fat loss. So a Fitbit, I'm judging by what you said there, runs on your heart rate to kind of calculate your calories lost. Yep. Some of them will use a pedometer, so like how you walk. Yep. But remember, heart rate is down to fitness. Sure, it is a great thing to raise your heart rate and increase those fitness levels, but it doesn't necessarily dictate over to fat loss. Fat loss is controlled by calories burned and calories consumed. We need to be in a calorie deficit. We all know this now. So in answer to your question, should my heart rate go up when lifting weights? The answer is yes. Look at it this way. If you picked 80% of a 1 rep max back squat and you did 10 reps, that is gonna put your heart rate up. It's gonna put your blood pressure up shortly because you're holding your breath, everything is tight, but your heart rate is gonna go very high. If you go even heavier weights and you up those reps, the heart rate gets even higher, but it's a cute bounce. It's kind of high heart rate, down and relax. A bit more like kind of almost what HIIT training would be. Whereas if you're just doing longer steady state stuff on the treadmill, your heart rate will be more constant. It might not peak to the same level unless you're sprinting, but it will be more constantly high. So what I would say is, okay, that's a great thing for fitness levels, but we need to look at what we are after. Leon's gonna talk in a minute about why you should be lifting weights as well, but just bear in mind about specificity. If we're gonna be a long distance runner.
You got it first time.
Specificity. It's a hard word to say. If you're Mo Farah and you do a lot of long distance running, you're gonna train that way. If you're a power lifter, you want to do 1 rep max work, you're going to do a lot of training that way. But try and get a power lifter to do Mo Farah's run. It's not going to end well. Try and get Mo Farah to do powerlifters lifting. It's not going to end well. So we want to be somewhere in the middle, and we middle. Isn't that? I've got too many coffees. Is that the medium-sized coffee in Costa?
Just keep going.
It's the middle-sized coffee in Costa. So we want to be somewhere. We want to be the middle-sized coffee, and we want to basically get the best of both worlds. Over to you, bud. Save us from that. Good luck.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about the argument of cardio versus lifting weights for fat loss. This is resistance, this is cardio, they come together. In my opinion, for a well-rounded, performance-driven training program, you need an element of both in there at some point. You're gonna back your fitness levels up, you're gonna give yourself so much more variety with your training, and you're gonna feel freaking awesome and perform even better. So now that is out the way, there is no better. Have them both, they're both freaking awesome. Awesome power! Anyway, let's add a little bit of context to the exact point you wanted to know about with calories in and calories out during your sessions, right? Yes, if you do a 30-minute HIIT session or bodyweight circuit session, whatever it may well be, compared to a 30-minute static weightlifting session, on average, you will burn more calories in that said session every single time during doing cardio, But that does not mean to say that over a period of time, that is a better form of training. Let's talk about the cumulative effect. What are you going to be getting from your cardio? You're going to be burning calories in that session, fantastic, and you're going to be improving your fitness levels. But when you're lifting weights, you're going to be gaining more lean tissue, it's metabolically active, you're going to burn more calories, it's going to support your movement and performance, and you're going to look freaking awesome.
If there is one thing that I think we do, well, not wrong, but it's not a good idea to do in fitness, and that's we look at very small, acute kind of aspects. So we look at 1 day's calories. We look at 1 day versus training
sometimes
against another day.
And sometimes one meal when it comes to
like
nutrition.
you don't live just for 1 day. Like calories throughout a week are very important. You could have overeat on 1 day, but the rest of your day, the rest of your days you undereat, and at the scale at the end of the week you lose fat. Do you know what I mean? If you do lots and lots of weight sessions over time, you get more muscle. Muscle's metabolically active. It's actually going to cross over to your running. It's going to mean you can diet on more calories. There's also a massive correlation between strength of a person and how long they live. So building muscle, especially for women, is really important because as you hit the big M word later in life, you start to lose bone density. So we want to get that peak bone density before we get to that age to kind of reduce the risk of things like osteoporosis and all those kind of rubbish things.
So Kitty, I'm pretty sure we've covered it, and some probably because we like to talk.
We had a coffee before we did
especially
this,
when we
and our tongues were moving faster than our lips.
The amount of people are going to say, can you just put subtitles on this, or can you slow down talking? Sorry, but we hope we've kind of covered it for you in some of our gibberish. But if you need it, just to give you that little arm of motivation or a kick up the backside or well done, keep going, a little bit more understanding. You are 2 stone in and you want 2 stone more to go. First of all, amazing work, as we said earlier. Second of all, just remember, keep reminding yourself, just the body will start to fight back. The closer you get to your end goal, the harder it gets. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you're going to have to try and trick the body a little bit more to keep it going. So do not worry if it's not purely linear all the way through.
It's very rarely that. And just bear in mind that if you haven't lifted weights before and you're going to start lifting some heavier weights, normally in a calorie deficit, it's not likely that you will build muscle. But if you haven't lifted weights before, you are going to get what we call newbie gains. A lot of these kind of adaptations will be neural. So your brain gets very good at telling muscles to work. It's in the simplest form. Yeah. So expect to get quite a bit stronger and probably gain some muscle as well. So don't just rely on the scales. The scales are great, but we want to look at how we feel, how we look in the mirror, how we're sleeping, and if you want to, body fat percentages.
Yeah, you can do body fat percentages and diameters. You can do your measurements. It's always going to give you a good form of feedback. But most importantly, same to everyone, enjoy your training, enjoy the performance. 9 times out of 10, if you know your nutrition and you're enjoying what you're going to do, your body will follow you as a byproduct. Keep being awesome, guys. If you've got any more questions, where are they going to put them, JC?
In the comments below.
In the comments below.
If you enjoyed this video, straight over the top of you, give it a massive thumbs up. I'm trying to get the shut up so we can go. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us out loads, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, team.
See you later.